Thanks for tuning in to Horseshoeing Solutions today. Our topic is contracted heels. People are always asking me about contracted heels. What are contracted heels? What do they do? My horse has them. That's a problem with him. Contracted heels are when the heels, here's a regular heel, and then contracted heels. You got the toe, here's the heels of the shoes. When your horse's foot looks like this, when the heels are really close together then farther apart, that's considered contracted heels. All right. People always ask me, contracted heels, can I do anything about them? So how contracted heels work? And it's kind of a two-part question. First part is, what can I do about them? The reason that they're contracted 99% of the time is that because the toe is long. When their toe gets long, like so, when the toe gets long, the heels collapse. It moves like so. So as the toe gets long, the heels collapse. But as we move the toe back and we open the shoe up, the heels will open up. Like so on this one here. So what can you do if your horse has contracted heels? If you take the contracted heels and you move the toe back, if you can back up their long toe, that's gonna open up the heels if they wanna let go. If your toe is back and the heels are still the same, and you have expansion in the shoe where the foot lands, you have some expansion for the shoe to expand, the foot to expand and contract on. If the foot can still expand and contract and your toe is back and your heels are still contracted, your horse is going to be like that. That's just their body makeup. That's just how they are. We call that mule-footed, real narrow looking foot. If you move your toe back on your contracted heels and your heels open up like so, that means that you can change it up and they're going to expand a little bit more. Another thing you can do to try to help out contracted heels, if they have them, is just barefoot the horse. If the horse is barefoot and the feet change and the horse heels open up, that could be a shoeing problem. The shoes were fit too tight, there's not enough expansion on them, there's numerous things. But the main thing is if you go barefoot and the feet open up, that tells you, yes, it can be changed up. Some horses that I do that have contracted heels like so, that's just their makeup. Some of them just have contracted heels. They're not contracted heels, that's just, they have just a narrow heel. And sometimes that's just because they have a long, narrow foot like so. So are contracted heels a bad thing? No. Is there some things that you can do to try to change them up? Yes. Back up your toe, bring your heels down, try them out barefoot, see if that opens them up. If none of those work and the heels are still contracted, that's just the way they are. It doesn't change the way your horse moves. It's just their makeup. Some people have little feet. Some people have really big feet. Same with horses. Sometimes it's just their makeup. So contracted heels, not always a bad thing. I know everybody's always after them. So a couple little tips I just gave you to see if you can change them up, help it out. But contracted heels, they're not a bad thing. Thanks for tuning in.